They lived their lives, all while knowing that they had killed a 12-year-old girl. The trials of the Thorburn family members played out over the next 2 years, each revealing new horrors about Tialeigh's short life and brutal death. Joshua Thorburn was sentenced to 3 months in jail for lying to police and concealing information about the murder. Trent Thorburn received 4 years for his abuse of Tialeigh and the role in the cover-up, serving just 16 months before being released. Yeah, 16 months for essentially essaying a child because he's 18 and then covering up her murder. It's heartbreaking. Ghislaine Thorburn was handed only 18 months for her part in the conspiracy of silence. But eventually, Rick had his day in court. But he was mum about the details of what had transpired. In May 2018, nearly 3 years after Tialeigh's murder, he finally faced justice. Standing before the court, Thorburn pleaded guilty to killing his 12-year-old foster daughter. But although he pleaded guilty, he would never reveal why and how he'd done it. Justice David Bottas did not mince words in sentencing Thorburn, calling his actions, quote, cold, calculating, and callous, unquote. He told the killer, quote, "You showed no respect for her, even in her death. You murdered this defenseless child who relied on you for protection," unquote. Thorburn was sentenced to life in prison with a non-parole period of 20 years. He read, "I was never given an opportunity in court to give an account of what happened." He continued to say, "On the night that Tia died, she and I got into an argument. She was messing about and she wouldn't go to bed. She was being stubborn and it escalated into her running away again. She packed her bag and she headed off down the driveway. I tried to talk to her around to get her to come back to the house and told her that she was being silly. I followed her down the driveway to the front gate, which was about 200 meters, and I decided I would bring her back to the house. I got my arm around her and tried to walk her back. She started struggling and I had to hold her tighter. She started screaming and swearing at me and I told her to stop because our neighbor was close to our driveway and it was very late at night. It got worse, so I put my hand over her mouth and kept going. When we got to the veranda, I let her go and she fell to the ground. I picked her up and put her on the seat and she fell to the side again. She didn't respond when I spoke to her. Her eyes were closed and I didn't think she was breathing. I must have accidentally suffocated her with my hand over her mouth and holding her so tightly around her waist. I don't remember anything that happened after this. I don't know if I tried to resuscitate her. I know that I'm responsible for T's death and it's something I struggle to live with. I am truly sorry," unquote.